Mute your phones. Okay, we're live. All right, everybody. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Hangout here. And we're going to be getting started in about 2 seconds here. You now should be able to see us live and in action. Let me check on the outside screen here to make sure that is what's actually happening. Click on it. Yes, it's looking good. Yep. All right. It's nice and muted. All right, we're live. We're here. So I want to welcome everybody. My name's Mark Baird. I'm going to be one of the hosts for the Google Hangout tonight. We're going to be talking about an incredible business model that I had the good fortune to run across here really only a couple months ago. So it's fairly new, and but it came very highly recommended by somebody I really, really respect in the marketing and online home business community. So because of that, I decided to take a look and do some test marketing on it, and it's literally blown me away. I mean, I don't think that I have ever, in the last 20-some years that I've been in the home business industry, seen anything that has the immediacy and high level of income potential from a cash flow standpoint that this business model has. It's just, it's a thing of beauty to work with. So, and if you came in through one of the invitations, through our group or our team, or maybe one of my invitations, you probably saw that we were going to, kind of do this almost as a training. We're going to tell you a little bit about how you can generate the same incredible cash flow we're generating, and we're going to pull back the curtain, and I'm going to show you, and we're all going to tell you a little bit about our experience with it and exactly how it's done. It's not one of these things where it's like, we're going to really excite you with all the money, and then it's like, but it's going to cost you, you got to spend money down here. I'm going to tell you exactly how it's done. So, but I will tell you that in my experience, well, I'll tell you a little bit about what I did. First of all, my background, I've been in the home business industry 28-some years. Had the good fortune to be a 7-figure earner with some of my business models in that particular industry, primarily in the MLM sphere. And I've been doing online marketing for the last few years, but ran across this business model, which is called Secret Success Machine. And I went in and took a look at the sales funnel. I took a look at the marketing, and I thought, this looks good. I'm going to try it. So I dove in, bought a membership, and went out and started test marketing. And that's when things got really, really interesting. We're going to talk a little bit about the marketing structure, but basically I went and took the whole marketing model straight out of the box, didn't do any changes, didn't do any tweaks whatsoever, didn't do anything special. And what's nice about this particular system is it's a combination of a high-converting website that you get a replicating website from the company, and it does its job. It converts, and it converts prospects and customers at a fairly high level. And so, but then it also has an integrated marketing portion to the business model, because one of the big challenges I've seen in the years that I've been in the home business industry is that people get all excited about making money. They see checks, they see money, or they sense money's in the air, they get all excited, they jump in, and then all of a sudden they figure out, well, wait a minute, this is no different than the last deal I was in. How am I going to generate leads, right? So with this business model, they actually have an integrated lead generation module that goes with it, using a voice broadcasting technology that is very, very unique. And so you basically plug in, you set up your business model, you dive in, you get some leads from the lead broker the company plugs you into, you upload them into your voice broadcast system, blast them out, and then the messages are done. I mean, everything's done. And so I went and took the business model, dusted it off, plugged into it, and started doing the voice broadcasting my first month, and just followed the system exactly the way they told people to do it. And I spent about, believe it or not, 2 hours a day returning phone calls to people who had requested information. And at the end of a month's period of time, I totaled up my results, and from straight up pure cold leads that I was voice broadcasting to, I generated over $25,000 in income, net income. And the total actually from the month couple people that were in some of my other teams snuck in, so I made like 42,000. And actually now, a little bit over 2 months, I think my total is up to almost $80,000. So I have to tell you, that is absolutely amazing, because even with some of my really good business models in the industry, like I said, to jump from a dead start into 20, 30, 40, 50, $80,000 in income in this short a period of time is something that is very, very unique in the home business market. Very unique. So we're encouraging people, don't wait, jump on this. This is really working. It's working with a vengeance. So anyway, that's some of my experience, and we're going to be telling you exactly how we put it together, exactly what we did in detail, and then explaining the business model. But first I want to introduce some of the other panelists here. And there are some people that are making some very good money that are on the team that have been doing it also for a very short period of time. And then there are a couple of, and since we didn't want to salt the whole video board here with people that had been hitting big home runs, so we brought a couple brand new people in that really just started in the last couple days to tell you what their experience is in working with the business model and how easy it was for them to kind of plug into the system. So anyway, let's start with, on my left here, down below us on the video, Brian. So Brian, you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about your experience, how you got plugged in, what your thoughts are, how much you made.
Yeah. So I started June 6th, to be exact. That was my first day. And the reason I got plugged in was from you, Mark. You called me up. You told me what the results that you had just told these people, that you told everybody that you've done. And so I had to see it. I watched the presentation, and I was like, looks good, I'm in. I didn't change anything. I did exactly the steps, exactly what you told me to do. My first week, I made a sale. And then I haven't had a week without one except once. But last week, I had 3 sales, and so I actually had a $10,500 week. I used to own a brick and mortar business, and I have not seen money like that since those days. That was about 8 years ago. So this thing works. It's my total to date, I think I'm just about $40,000, and it's been just over 60 days. So I'm very excited, and I know we're just getting into the fall where it's probably going to even get better. Just looking forward to it. That's why I did it, and it's a system that anybody can do. Step-by-step instructions. It's not hard, and like you said, the people you're talking to want to be talking to you in the first place. So it's just a great thing.
Yeah, that's awesome, Brian. I didn't know you were up to 40K already. All right, Brian. Hey. So
40K.
Yeah, wow, that's great. So one of the great things, of course, there are a lot of business models in the home business industry. There are MLM business models, which a lot of people typically fall into, but the interesting thing is that, as most people probably know when they take a look at people that have been in the industry for a while and that are full-time, they know those people are good. I mean, so when I talk to people, especially when they find out I've been in the industry 28 years, that I've earned over 7 figures a year, their thought process is always, well, you can do it, but I bet you nobody else can. Or you have this big list, and you have all these people you went back to, which is one of the reasons why the first test market 30 days I didn't change anything. I did out of the box. I did cold leads. Some people that knew me kind of snuck in through the equation, but I made a point of doing it just like a brand new newbie would coming into the business. And so to have that kind of results is pretty phenomenal. And when you have people on your team like Brian and like Orlando and some of the others that are duplicating and going out there and all of a sudden having, I think 3 of our team members last week had $10,000 a week. So it's like, yes, it works. And the nice thing is, since we're following a very simple business model, if what I do works, and I can show you exactly what I do, you should be able to generate the same kind of results. So let's dive in now. Let's talk to our next panelist. So Chicky, you there?
I'm here. Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great stuff. So I guess you wanted to know my story. Is that what you...
You do, and you might want to point your camera down just a little bit because you're like right on the bottom of the screen there. or sit up. There you go. Ah, perfect.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, so I have been around, bouncing around the industry. I've done a bunch of things, the typical MLM. I've joined a bunch of programs, and in fact, I came in through Brian. Brian and I met. We met at a certain event in Arizona, and initially I have seen this kind of program before, but you always have that sort of doubt, that skepticism. You think, oh, well, this works for all these people, but I'm not sure. I don't really know. But I think when you get off your skepticism, when you take away, just peel back the layers and actually look at it for what it's worth, it's so fundamental. At the end of the day, there are like 5 things you need for an effective business, okay, and to make a lot of money. And we have the first 2 things are what really set it apart. The first thing being that you have an ever-expanding market, and by that I mean if you just look at the baby boomers, okay, and they are people, in case people don't know, and I'm sure you probably do, born between the ages of 1946 and 1964. Now, 180,000 of them are retiring every single day. And what is their market? Obviously, healthcare is a big one, but also supplementing their retirement income. So here we have a vehicle, if you like, that is actually able to put, you've heard some of the testimonies already of how much people are making. I bet you no one's retirement fund is giving them that much money. So when you look at something like that, you say, wow, you want to take a closer look. That's number one, and I don't want to go on because obviously I want everyone else to share their story. But number 2 is the fact that you have a simple yet effective marketing system. As I'm speaking to you now, I just got started this week, by the way, and yesterday was my first time really marketing. Now, I had about 20 people that I had to get back to. Today, I'm looking at my email. In fact, 1 lead came in now. 29 people have actually left messages. Out of that, I may speak to or really connect with about 20 at least of them. So how many businesses, what if every business was able to contact 20 people at least that are saying, yes, I'm raising my hand, I want to look at what you have. And so I like the simplicity of this. Now, you can go on and on about anything you want, but is it easy? Does it work? And can I do it? Those are the 3 questions you should ask. And I think by looking at each of the members on this panel now, of course, you look at Mark and say, well, yeah, he's a 7-figure, he's been there, he's done that, he's a pro, maybe I can't touch him. But you've heard him say that he just took the program as it was. He didn't change anything. Brian will tell you he's been offline. He's obviously had a lot of success in the offline world, but he hasn't had a lot of success, and I'm sure he agrees with this, with the online world. So that is what I saw here. And for me, I'm just coming in, I'm plugging in, and I really want to just, it's all about, I think, Mark, you say this again, it's not about the money, but it's about the freedom, what that money allows you to do, okay? Who it allows you to be with, when it allows you to be with those people, and wherever you want to do whatever it is you want to do. So that is the essence. I have so many things that I'd like to do, giving back and so on. It's not just to buy, get money to buy houses, buy cars, and that's really why I'm here. So look at this, folks. Whoever sent you here, everybody here is doing really well in their own right, so get with them. If there's a link here, you want to check it out, don't hesitate. As there's a saying, some people wait too long, until the ship comes in, until the pier actually collapses around them. Don't let this be you. I just want to share that, Mark. Let me let the rest of the people speak. I know you can tell I'm fired up, but thank you for letting me share.
You are fired up, yes. And there's that other famous MLM saying, which is what? There are 3 types of people in the world. Mm-hmm. There are those that watch things happen. There are those that make things happen. There are those that watch things happen, and then there are those that say, "What happened?"
Yeah, when they wonder. Yeah, it goes by like that, right? Like, whoa.
But since I love your enthusiasm, but for somebody that's brand new, tell us a little bit about it. How easy or difficult was it to actually plug into this system and get yourself up and running prior to starting marketing?
That's a good question. I'll ask you like this. It's harder to get up every morning at 6 a.m. whatever time you get up, rush through your breakfast, jump on whatever form of commute you have, get to a job you hate, sit there and take all that for 40 years. That to me is hard. So in a nutshell, this compared to that,
and the input versus the output is easy. What you do, I mean, if someone can send an email, I'm sure everyone does that now. Even Mark, you might have even kids. I don't even know if you have grandkids, but they will be able to even get on, and what I mean. They would be able to do what we do. So I would imagine that a 12, not even a 12, maybe an 8th grader would actually be able to use this system, and follow up. And then again, you're not cold calling people. You're calling people who have raised their hand and say, hey, you know what? Sounds good. I really want to know more about it. What is this all about? And you simply ask them a few questions. So I hope that, I mean, it's easy, really. It's easy. Okay. Unless, of course, you want to work in a cocoon and don't want to speak to anybody, then obviously this business won't be for you. But if you can do that, then it's easy.
Yeah. Now we're going to be talking a little bit more about that specific strategy, but let's move on now. Like you said, it's actually extremely easy. Orlando, down in Miami.
How you guys doing? I'll try to keep this short because I can kind of ramble on, but a little background on myself. I came from an entrepreneur background, family-owned construction business, and I got exposed to, so I kind of was groomed from an early age from my father to always think about the possibility or the actual, all the benefits and well, the responsibility as well of having your own business, but the autonomy and just the freedom that it comes with, but it does come with a lot of responsibility. And if anybody's ever read, the book on Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you understand that most business owners, especially I talk to a lot of business owners, they own their business, but in reality the business owns them, because when you're slaving away, 50, 60, 70 hours a week to run your business, are you really in control of your business? Do you really have freedom? Okay. And what I really love about this business is working part-time hours, you can create executive level income. But I got started in MLM back in my sophomore year in college. First 2 years failed miserably. I did graduate, but I kind of fell in love with the whole MLM industry. I wanted to be a millionaire. By the time I was 25, it didn't happen. But I had a lot of success. At the age of 23, I was with a nutritional company. I did really, really well. And the really interesting part about that particular experience is that everything I do now, I was doing it back then, but I was doing everything manual. And it was literally probably 10 times harder. I was buying cold leads. I was cold calling people. I was on the phone for 8 to 10 hours a day. And I was pretty much a salesman. I mean, I was a salesman. I was creating residual income, but after about 6 to 8 months, I got really burnt out, because literally I was making about 150 to 200 phone calls a day, following up with people, had no automation at all. It was a lot of hard work, and I was making good income. The company would call me. They'd put me on the training calls. They'd glorify me. Everybody was always basically congratulating me on my success, but I was miserable beyond belief, because I would have never imagined that it would have been that hard to have that level of success with that particular MLM. So I literally ended up walking away with it because, first of all, it wasn't duplicatable. Second of all, I just didn't think it was worth the effort. So I walked away from the industry. I just decided, well, maybe I got to get a regular job. So I got back in the workforce. I worked for corporate America for about 5 years. Got burnt out, even worse, working for the man, right? Just any corporation, period. It doesn't matter who you work for. Not against, we all got to have jobs and we all got to put, food on the table, and I respect all that. But I just knew there had to be a better way. So I got back in the industry, and then last year I tried to figure out internet marketing, failed miserably, lost a lot of money. I lost about $14,000. And it's funny because people tell me, oh, I've done this, I've done that. If I was to go down the list of every MLM company, every dollar I invested, I mean, most people don't, are maybe not as tenacious as I am, but I was willing to make it work, and no matter how many failures I had, I kept going. So anyway, long story short, I got a call from Mark literally late April, and I took a look at this thing. I was like, wow, this thing looks really cool, I jumped on board. I really didn't even do anything the first 2 weeks. The whole World Cup was going on. Everybody was playing kind of hooky, especially in Miami, because, we're a big international community here, so everybody's rooting for their team. And then I really started marketing on the 21st of July, and so now it's been literally less than 30 days. I brought in 6 people, and $25,000. And that's my story. And literally all I do is call people back. I spend 4 to 6 minutes on the phone. I get to know them a little bit. I tell them a little bit about me. I give them a website. And the people who check out the website and see what I saw call me back. I answer their questions, and I sign them up. And I literally, at this point now, I'm probably spending less than, probably somewhere between 3 to 4 hours a day. I'm putting a little bit more hours, but I put in probably no more than 25 hours a week at this point, and it's mind-boggling. Like last week was my biggest week. I made $17,500 from 3 people, which is like, it's insane. I mean, it's hard for me to believe it, and it happened to me. That's how crazy it is, but it's because the system is I mean, one thing that I've learned through all my failures is you got to have 3 components, and Mark can attest to this in terms of what you got to have a successful business model. Is you have to have a high converting website, which is what we have. I mean, if you guys haven't checked out the website, I suggest that you get back to whoever brought you here, either myself or any of the panelists or anyone else for that matter. Go to their website. It's an awesome website that does a really good job of explaining the business and the products. And I think Mark's going to get into the products, but you need to have a high converting website, which we have. You have to have a high lead generation system, which is what we have. Our system can literally call, and again, maybe I'm jumping the gun, but I'm getting excited here. It can call 5,000 people in an hour. Okay? Now, just put this in perspective. You're not calling 5,000 people, okay? The system is calling 5,000 people, and at the end of the hour, and just like the gentleman just said, you're going to get about 10 to 15 leads, depending on how many people you call, and these people want to talk to you. These people leave you a voicemail. So you're not cold calling them, they're expecting your phone call, and so it's a very warm call. And you're just basically sharing, they're raising their hands, you're giving them the website, and it's obviously they're going to do their due diligence and do their research and determine if it's the right fit for them. And that's the second component. And the third component is you have to have a high profit margin, and I think Mark's going to get into that. So we have what I believe is the perfect franchise. And when I talk to people, I say, listen, this is literally, I think it's way better than even owning a McDonald's and a Subway. And I'll just use a Subway as an example because I looked into buying one with a buddy of mine, and it's going to cost you somewhere between $210,000 and $260,000 for the franchisee fee alone. And then you got to get a building and a lease and insurance and inventory and equipment and employees, and then you got to run the thing. And it's going to take somewhere between 3 to 5 years before you turn a profit. So I look at that, and again, the reason I like to use the word franchise is because most people that buy a franchise is because they're buying a business in a box that's successful. And I think across the board, franchises have around the 97% success rate, which is why people buy them, because you're basically buying a business that already works, and you just basically plug in. But you don't have to invest $250,000 here or even $1 million. You can get started for a heck of a lot less, and the cool thing about it is you can make a profit within your first 30 days. And I just don't know anywhere else you can do that. And so I'm just excited to be on this team, Mark, and I'm glad I came across you. And I'm excited to have new panelists. I was on the last hangout, and it's really cool to see all the new guys having success, because it just proves to people that you don't have to be a big marketing expertise like Mark has. Which I'm not a marketer. I'm not a guru. I'm just a regular guy that got a call, plugged in, just like the gentleman on this panel, and that's pretty much it. So anyway, I don't want to go on because I feel like I'm getting excited now. I feel like rejoining now. Anyway, that's my story, man.
Well, we'll sign you up again. It's okay.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
One thing, just to kind of reiterate that, I didn't really go into it too much, but I've never really tried a lot of MLM stuff, but the stuff that I did try, I don't want to say I failed miserably, but I sure didn't make very much money. Spent more than I made. And this thing, quite honestly, I've never, like you said, it's just do this, do this, do this, do this, and you'll have success. I mean, and you don't want to promise anybody anything, but I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like when I'm talking to people, I can literally tell them, look, if you do exactly these steps, you will have success, and you can't help but have success because it just everything falls into place that way. Even if you try not to, you're going to have success if you just do the steps. I mean, do you guys agree with me on that, or?
Yep. It's absolutely just because you work on the numbers. And, you know,
Right.
one thing about marketing is marketing teaches us that if you effectively work the numbers and you're targeting the right market, you can't sidestep success. It's just there. And that's the beauty of this. It really has all the proper elements all kind of lined up. So so let's see. Let's jump over to another panelist. Sotera, you there? You're muted, Sotera.
I know. Sorry, I just got kicked off. I don't know if you guys noticed or not. But here, let's see if I can get this to go. Oops. Sorry, there we are. Hey, what's going on, guys? Man, it's awesome to get on a hangout where you've got people in their first month. Numbers like we've got. I don't want to rehash it and kind of, I don't want to turn the knife anymore on you guys out there. Hey, by the way, Steve, I spoke to you earlier. Looking forward to getting your call back. You're awesome, man. I'm ready to help you out. Speaking of helping out, I want to thank you, Mark, for always being an inspiration. And my story's a little different with Mark. I actually worked with Mark when I was 16 years old. I'm only 21 now, so.
There you go.
Anyway, it was a long time ago when I was at another company, and Mark definitely has been around quite a while. He was making six figures per month back in the day when we didn't even hardly have pagers, okay, much less cell phones and internet and all the things that we have now. So I want to thank you for everything that you said, and basically what the presentation presented is exactly as it is. A lot of times you'll get in a system and there'll be this and this and this that you've got to add, what have you. Everything is just as it says, just what you're going to do. It works just as it's supposed to. Here I am 4 or 5 days in. It's been exciting. Had everything up and running within 48 hours. I think that you can start a business, start a whole life in one moment, in 24 hours, change your life like that on a dime. It's just got to make a decision. And the fact that you're able to hang out with us tonight is a decision. And I congratulate you just, being with us and taking a chance to let your mind be free so that your man can follow. And basically, when you believe in what you're doing, you like what you're doing, you know that you can tell your family about what's going on, and you can share that. It's good. And the fact that you can spend more time with them. Like just yesterday, while leads were coming in, I was making steak with my son on the grill. Having a great time watching the sunset. Just like I've got my blinds closed so you can actually see me. It's a nice sunset right now. I'm sitting here in my V-neck in my home office. I mean, what more could you ask for? So I just want to thank you guys for having me on the call. And that's about it. I mean, thank you.
So, Taro, you did pretty well. I mean, I think you started your first broadcast was yesterday?
Absolutely. Did one today as well.
And you got like 30, I think you got pretty close to 30 prospects off your call yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm over that today.
Oh, really? Cool.
That just happened in under an hour. Just about an hour, maybe about 2 hours. I've been kind of off doing other things today, kind of getting ready, getting in touch with some people that I really have made some solid relationships with in the past, and I'm proud to have something solid to bring to them. So you know who you are out there, answer the phone.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. Now, why don't I jump into, since we told you we were going to pull back the curtain and show you, now you've listened to some people that are out there using the system, how easy it is to plug in. So what is the system, right? How does it work? Well, let us dive in real quickly here, and let's talk a little bit about what exactly it is and how exactly it works. And, oops, that's the wrong one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little screen share here that should work. Screen share. And machine. Oops. Let me put that back up. Come on. There we go. So can you guys see that PowerPoint that I just put up?
Not yet.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what the secret success machine is. Okay. Now, as Orlando pointed out, there are a couple critical elements for success that I have seen in the home business market over the last 28 years, right? And today, part of all home business models are pretty much, they have some kind of an online component, because the easiest way for you to show somebody something, if you're marketing a business opportunity, is really to use some kind of an online presence, right? So have a replicating website. So the three critical elements are, as Orlando pointed out to us, number one is you need a high converting website, because with a website that really does the job properly, you have something that really does the telling and selling for you, so you don't have to spend hours of time on the telephone explaining the business model to people, and that's exactly what ours does. Plus, it does the heavy lifting for you, gives you leverage to where your website can actually be working for you 24 hours a day. Right? And I'm going to show you the actual website for the presentation if you haven't seen it yet. And by the way, I think Orlando was talking about, take a look, get back to the people that invited you. Really, all you need to do, whoever invited you onto this Hangout, you just go right down below the little Hangout video that you're watching right now, and you'll see a button on the right that says More Info or whatever. You click on that, and that will actually allow you to register and go directly into whoever invited you to their particular sales funnel, so that you can take a look at the business opportunity. So boom, you can just do it right here as soon as we get done with the overview. Now, once you have a website that really does the heavy lifting for you, then really your job is pretty simple. If you have something that sells for you, that does it on an automated basis, and that converts your prospects into customers, then your job's pretty easy. All you really need to do is push lead flow over to your sales funnel. And but that's where a lot of systems really fall down, because they don't give you the ability or teach you how to do that. With the Secret Success system, one of the beauties of the system is that they actually give you a built-in integrated lead generation system that's based on voice broadcasting technology. And so your success is really then just a function of following the steps, pushing lead flow over to your system, which we're going to talk more about, and then just doing it consistently. Right? And the last part of the element is you need something that's going to throw off, that's going to monetize properly, something that actually throws a high enough profit so that it makes sense for you to actually do the business. And of course here we have a very high profit business model, because you're going to be receiving 100% commissions after your initial training sale passes up to your sponsor. So what you get with the high converting website is you get a website that actually is completely done. You don't have to know any web programming or anything. Once you sign up, boom, you get a website. It does the heavy lifting for you. It does the telling and selling. It's a business webinar. It goes over the products. It does testimonials for income. So once you send somebody there, they really have all the elements they need to make a decision. They can look at it, and it's either going to be for them or it isn't, right? Once they go through the information on the website, they have the ability actually to call you directly from the website, leave you a voicemail message, and boom, they're ready to go. And the interesting part is you actually will get calls from people. I got a textbook call the other day where somebody called off of the voicemail that was on my website, and they said, I've gone through the information, it looks really good, I want to take advantage of the Fast Start bonus, and I want to come in at the $3,500 level. And it was like, I thought, I saved it because it was so textbook. It was like, wow, that's exactly what people are supposed to say, right? And I didn't have to do the selling. Matter of fact, I don't even think I talked to that particular prospect in advance. I think it was just somebody I had to leave a voicemail for because they weren't in. The other thing is, when we're talking about monetizing the sales model here, with this particular business model, 80% of the sales actually come in at $3,500, and it's 100% commission once you have generated your first training sale. So that means 80% of them come in at $3,500. You have a $3,500 potential profit. You make one sale a week. What is that? $14,000 a month. This is why so many people are making so much money with this business model. Here's an example of one of those nice little checks. This was one I actually generated in my first week doing the business. Cold generated voice broadcast leads, $12,000 profit right there. So the Secret Success Machine, as I said, has a built-in lead generation system that's already part of the business model. So it's all integrated. You don't have to go out and figure out how to do it, right? It's called voice broadcast marketing. It's a simple, highly effective marketing approach. Now, Orlando was talking about the system can send out 5,000 in an hour. Actually, if you really wanted to max out, excuse me there, if you really wanted to push your system, the system can actually send out 50,000 messages a minute. So you can get some serious leverage going with that. But with voice broadcast marketing, it's a simple technology to implement. It's been around forever, right? There's usually a 30-second message that you have plugged into the system. These are already done for you. You don't have to design your own messages. It's loaded into your system for you. You simply upload the leads into your system. You push a button, and the system will send out however many you choose, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, within a very short period of time, deliver the 30-second sizzle message to your prospects. So it sifts a really large target audience for you to where you don't have to do the calls. So it goes out to 10,000 people, probably connects to 2,500. So there were 2,500 calls made on your behalf that sifted people by having them listen to a 30-second message and said, press 1 for more information. So you're only finding the ones that said, wow, that's really interesting, I'm going to press 1. That transfers them into a secondary voicemail immediately that gives them a 2.5-minute screening message. So it takes them down another level in the process, sifts those people, and then the people that actually leave messages after that are your buyers. Those are the highly qualified targeted prospects that have raised their hand, like Orlando said, and said, hey, I'm really interested in this. Please give me a call. I want to see the website. So your job when you're calling these people back is really simple. You don't sell. You're not there to pressure them. You're not there to do anything other than, hey, you responded to my advertisement. I wanted to give you a quick call. Do you have something to write with? I want to give you the website. Great. Give them the website. And then, really all I do in my over-the-phone approach is simply to talk to the people a little bit, spend 4 or 5 minutes just, chatting with them. So, Bob, you're looking for something. If you're looking for something to really, dive into a home business that has 5-figure income potential that you can do in 30 days or so, you're going to be pretty excited about this. When you get to the website, there's going to be a webinar there that gives you a whole overview A to Z. You're going to see testimonials about the income. And I do tell them, I go, when you look at those testimonials about people that are making $9,000 a day, $40,000 a week, you may find it hard to believe. It may seem to be one of those things that's too good to be true, but it is true. Right? Take a look at it, pay very close attention, and then call me back immediately. That's all I said. That's it. It's an easy system to implement, and as I said, 50,000 messages a minute. You have a high conversion ratio of the people you send over to the website. You have high profit because of the 100% products that you're marketing with the system, and it's very low cost to operate. So, with the product line, and we're going to go through this a little bit more in a minute, you have 6 levels to the product. You have a $500 level, so people can come in, and they're actually, when they come in and buy a membership with Secret Success, they're buying a membership level, which has training products that actually go with it. There's a $500 level, a $2,000, a $3,500, $6,500, $12,000, and $20,000. You do one sale that's a training sale that you pass up to your sponsor, and then after that, and this of course ensures that the sponsor that you're working with is very interested in you being successful, because they're going to be compensated for helping you get up and running in the business. Right? It's a great system. And then after that, they're going to receive 100% commissions with the checks mailed directly from the buyer directly to the person who's the seller. So when I make sales with this, I get checks directly from my customers, cashier's checks, that they generally overnight to me, and boom. If you've seen some of my income testimonials, you see me opening these FedEx envelopes, and it's like Christmas. You open them up and you go, oh, wow, what did we get this week? What did we get today? 80% of the sales with this system come in at $3,500. So you're making one sale a week, $14,000. So all you do to really get started with this, that's a real simple process, right? I have an 11-step process that we plug new members into. We have a special training website for our team. We actually also have weekly or at least bi-weekly training webinars that we open up to all members. They're actually called marketing clinics because you can actually come into those. No question is too simple. Any marketing question, any setup question you have, and you can get direct coaching directly from me or one of the other members. We have a private Skype chat that all members are plugged right into, so you can ask questions and network with other members. We also have a Facebook private chat that we plug people into. And then we're going to be starting up in about probably 2 weeks. We're going to be starting up actually a mastermind hangout for marketing. And this is not going to be for prospects. This is strictly going to be for members within the system. And we're going to have panels like we had tonight that are out there making it happen and doing sales that are going to be talking about, well, here's what I'm doing. Here's the approach I found that really works well. Hey, I found a brand new, lead generation source that looks really good. You guys should check this out. So it's going to be a mastermind session that any and all members have the ability to plug into. And that's going to be done on at least once every other week, and then as we ramp up every week. So on the marketing, okay, the voice broadcasting is pretty simple. No monthly fees. Boom. You only pay for airtime. And so all you do is load some money into your account for the broadcast. You take your lead list, and if you buy leads through our lead broker, you're going to pay generally $500 for 50,000 leads, which is a penny a piece. Can't find them cheaper, I bet you. And if you get them in groups of 200,000, you're going to pay 2/3 of a cent. And what I recommend for somebody to take a serious look at this is to be broadcasting to 5,000 to 10,000 a day. And the beauty of it is, when you broadcast out to that many people, with your voice broadcast software, we show you how to actually set it up so that the broadcast goes out evenly over a period of an hour to 2 hours. Your leads come in during that period of time. You watch them bounce into your voicemail account. You immediately call them, connect up with them, say hi. You responded to, here, go to my website. Here's the address of the website. Push them over to the website, and then have them call you back. Boom. I mean, the website does the heavy lifting for you. Now, for people that may seem, they look at this and they go, yeah, but voice broadcasting sounds complicated. Technology sounds complicated. We've actually set up, it's pretty simple, really. We have a whole training video that goes over how you do it. Very, very easy to do. You can set up a voice broadcast once you go through the video. It takes me maybe 5 minutes to set one up, seriously. However, for those of you that feel that could be challenging, or maybe you're running your own business and you don't know if you can allocate the time, we've set up as a team resource a virtual assistant called Joy that actually you can pay her $5 an hour, and you send her, you get your lead list, you buy your leads, you send them over to her, you tell her what days you want your broadcast to go out on, and you don't really even have to worry about that because I've set up 3 templates, right? A low volume involvement, a serious involvement, and a go-for-it involvement. And they each are a specific structure that she'll go over with you and say, you just pick A, B, or C. And she'll take your leads, she'll split them up, she'll load them into the system, she'll load your voice broadcast, she will set it off at the time you specify, she will then pull your leads off the voicemail, she will email them over to you. And all you got to do is just open it up, get on the phone and start calling. It's all done, $5 an hour. And I'd be surprised if you even spent $5 a day in compensating her for the work to be done. Of course, she's in the Philippines, so she's more than happy to have that type of income coming in for doing this kind of a job. So that's available to all team members within our organizations. And that's one of the things I try to do, is always make it easy for team members to succeed. If I see any kind of a sticking point within our system, I like to remove it so that everybody has the optimum chance for success. Okay, let's dive in real quickly now that we've gone over that and talk a little bit about, stop sharing, there we go. Let's talk a little bit about what we have actually in the system itself. For those of you that haven't seen the actual presentation page, let me pop that up. Here we go. Let me do another quick screen share here. Share. There we go. Can you see that okay, guys? Yep. All right. So when you send somebody for a tour on your system, basically they hit a web page that looks identical to this. It's got the webinar right here that goes through the business model for your prospects, does the heavy lifting for you, right? And then basically it gives, here's some testimonials about people making income, You see them opening these checks. That's one of the great parts about this business is you get your money cash up front. 24,500 in 4 days. That's pretty awesome. Here's one that I did from my first week in being in the business, 19,000. And then your prospects can actually request a callback, boom, by clicking right here. Or they go down through the whole overview on the website, which it talks about marketing, the whole business model, and get down to the bottom. Once again, they can request a callback here, or they call you directly. Right? I tell people, hey, go to my webpage, go through all the information, then scroll down to the bottom, and you're going to see my contact information right down below my smiling face picture there. And then they can also review the products simply by clicking here. Product page is right here. And the products that correspond to each level, you have a bronze level for $500, right? And so all of these are actually training products, either personal development or business training, right? So this one has an 8-video course at the 500 level. Some of the different people that teach on this particular course, 20 hours worth of content, right? Next level up is the 2000, the silver, the Millionaire Marketing Seminar. Silver package bonus, 34 hours worth of content for this one. Gold product level, 3,500. Then you got a 3-day marketing seminar, 16 hours here, and then you got all these other total of 67 hours worth of training content. Now these are all digital delivery sitting in your back office, so you don't have to worry about mailing information out to people. Company doesn't have to mail information out, which makes it an international business model, right? Because it's digital delivery model for your prospects, does the heavy lifting. Okay, so, and here you're sitting your platinum product package, 6,500, and the different ones that are in that. I don't want to go too fast here, it'll give you a little eye whiplash. 74 hours worth of content. Hey, one of you guys, you need to make sure you're muted if you're taking a look at the outside webpage there, so it doesn't feed back. We have the diamond product package at 12,000, right? Now, if you take a look at these different product packages, the question becomes with some prospects, so why would you want to come in at the different levels? What's the real difference? Well, one of the difference, of course, is the products that you get within your system to get access to, right? And we go down to the last level here, which is the Elite Royale. This is the $20,000 level. And of course, at this level, we got to scroll way down here, and it explains the compensation program down at the bottom of this. If we ever get down here, 111 hours worth of content. So the differences between these different product levels are that when you come into Secret Success, you're going to be limited to collecting commissions based on the product level that you came in at. So, for instance, if somebody comes in at 3,500 and they go out and they start marketing and they bring in somebody at 3,500, they pass that first sale to their sponsor. And then the second sale, they start making 3,500 on any $3,500 sale they make. And so they're qualified at that level. Now, if they bring in somebody at a lower level, let's say the silver 2,000 level, they're also qualified at that level because it's a lower level product. So they would make that 100% commission per sale also, or the $500 level. However, if they brought in somebody that comes in at a higher level, let's say 6,500, they wouldn't be qualified to receive that commission at that level, but they would receive the $3,500 portion of it because they were qualified at that level. The other portion of it, which would be, what, 3,000, would pass up to the next qualified person in the line, which is probably their sponsor. Same thing with 12,000, same thing with the $20,000 level. So that's the difference. If you don't want to leave money on the table, you want to be coming in at a level that's equivalent to what your financial goals are. And the other thing that kind of dictates the levels people come in at is they offer what's called a fast start bonus. The fast start bonus is that if you come in within a reasonable period of time after viewing the webinar presentation, which is usually 2 to 3 days, right? You get yourself registered. Then if you come in at 3,500, they automatically bonus you in a fast start bonus up to the next level, which is 6,500. Come in at 65, they bonus you to the $12,000 level, you come in at 12,000, they bonus you to the 20,000. So that saves you an enormous amount of money. Plus, at the $20,000 level, you're grandfathered in and you don't have to pass up any training sales. So that makes you more money right from the very beginning. So what we find with this particular system is that 80% of the sales that come in, 80% come in at the $3,500 level. So that kind of dictates the level at a minimum that you want to come in at. And then the other 20%, in my experience, are pretty evenly split between $500 members, people that are really limited financially to get started, and $12,000 members. Kind of interesting, huh? So if you have the availability to come in at the higher levels, it's smart, and that way you're not leaving money on the table. So that's what the website looks like overall. Now let's talk a little bit about, we're going to stop screen sharing here. I'm going to drop this back. All right. Let's talk a little bit about, okay, am I live on that? Did I stop my screen sharing? Can you guys see me okay?
Not yet.
Let's see if we can get it going here. Oh, the camera's on or off? Come on. There we go. Okay, well anyway, I'll keep talking. Should have bounced back on. There we go. All right. So, how specifically, if you bounced on this webinar because of the fact that I'm pulling back the curtain and you want to know exactly the exact steps that I went through to make $80,000 over the last 2 months, and how Brian, made, is, what was it, Brian, 40 grand? Good grief. And how Orlando generated that type of an income stream. And by the way, Orlando, congrats on your week last week. That's an awesome week. What was it you said, 17,000?
17.5 actually.
17.5. Don't want to leave out that 500. So, but what I did was a really simple business model. So when I first got started, I saw that the elements to succeed with this business model are real simple, right? The high converting website had been done. So that part was already done. I didn't really need to worry about it. All I needed to do was push traffic over to the website as quickly as I possibly could. So my first month in the business, I dove in, and what I did was, as a matter of fact, in the first 2 days, I did attempt one little tweak that I have to tell you about, because I've done voice broadcasting in the past, and so I have a lot of real good messages that I've developed. Now, when I plugged into Secret Success System, they had their own messages. They're already done, so nobody that comes in has to worry about, well, how do I design a message, and what about the script, and what if my voice is not that good? You don't have to do any of that. So they had their own message. So the first day I did a test of 5,000 and sent it out, and I got about, I think, 15 prospects that came back in off their message. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool, but I bet you my message is better. So I plugged my message in the second day and did a test of 5,000, and the numbers were actually a little bit less, which kind of hurt my feelings, but hey, what works, works. So I thought, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm just going to do an out-of-the-box approach. I'm going to use their messages. I'm going to use their leads. I'm going to use their system. I'm not going to talk to people any special way over the phone. I'm just going to do it like a total newbie. So I started broadcasting to 10,000 leads a day. So 10,000 leads a day, and Monday through Friday. And I did that for a month. So 10,000 leads a day on average, and I would give it a 2-hour window to go out, because you can set your voice broadcast software to go out and finish on time over an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours if you wanted to. So I did it over a 2-hour window. And then as the leads came in on my voicemail system, I immediately would, as soon as 2 or 3 came in, I'd jump on them, give the people a call directly while the other ones were coming in, get on the phone, and I'm going to give you the exact secret to my high closing script. I would get on the phone and I'd go, so, hey, Bob, hey, this is Mark, and I was returning your call. You had called about the business opportunity, the earn 10,000 every 2 days, every 10 days, and then earn 10,000 again. And I go, oh, yeah. I just responded to that. So, and I said, well, I promised you a website, so here I am, grab a pen. I want to give you the website address. And I would give them a simple little website address I picked out that I forwarded over to my presentation page. And I would say, okay, go to that. And when you get there, I just described what they were going to see. I'd say, when you get there, you're going to see a webinar that gives you an overview of the whole business model A to Z. And it's going to answer all your questions for you. You're going to see some testimonial videos out there about people that are just really killing it. And the one thing I would do is I'd do a little dramatic pause and I'd go, but I have to warn you that when you hit that web page, you're going to see some testimonials about people making income that you may find a little hard to believe. You know, because we're talking $9,000 a day, $41,000 a week, you know, $24,000 in 4 days. It's going to seem like this looks too good to be true. But this is one of those situations to where it may look too good to be true, but it absolutely is true. So pay very close attention. This business model works. It works with a vengeance. So go there, look at the information, look at all the information on the website. It's going to talk about marketing. Sorry, just getting over a little cold. But it's going to talk about marketing. It's going to be talking about the system, the leads, everything. It can answer all your questions. And then scroll down to the bottom of the page once you get done. And then what you're going to want to do is down under my smiley face picture, you're going to see my contact info. Give me a call back. That's simple. That was my sophisticated script. And 95% of the people would just say, great, I'll go look at it. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. And the great part about doing this kind of a system is that when you're calling people, you're not cold calling. You're calling people back that have been pre-sifted through a series of voicemails, through a sophisticated system. It's already been done. They're already pre-sifted. They're waiting to hear from you. It's not a cold call. And then once I would get occasionally maybe 1 out of every 25 or 30 that would say, so tell me, what's it all about? And then I would go, okay, well, okay, it's a top-tier direct sales, high-profit business model to where you can make a ton of money. Now, I told them exactly what it was. But I said, but you know what? Rather than me sit on the phone here with you for 30 minutes trying to explain it, the website does a much better job. What you got to do is you just got to jump on the website, go through the whole overview, and it's going to answer all your questions for you. Plus, if you decide to join my team, you're not going to want to spend 30 minutes on the phone with somebody giving them an overview. You're going to have the website do it for you, right? And go, yeah, that's true. I said, so go to the website. That's it. Magic, right? Yeah. So that's all I did. That was my sophisticated script. So I did 10,000 broadcasts a day for the first 30 days, 5 days a week. I got on average maybe 30 prospects each day that I did a broadcast. I called them back, gave them the information, the ones that I couldn't reach, I left voicemails for. That was it. Simple. Now, the other thing, and this kind of, I know, blew Orlando away when I was first talking to him, because he always had done spent so much time in follow-ups, and because he asked me, he goes, so how much time do you spend following up with these people? And I said, my first 30 days I didn't follow up with anybody. And I think I just totally floored him, because I didn't need to. The system did the selling for me. People called me back. My theory was they saw it or they didn't. It was that simple. And but I still did a $12,000 sale and 4 $3,500 sales from pure cold generated leads. And then the second month, I stepped up my game. That's the beauty of this system. You already have the website that converts. It converts 80% of the people that come in at a high level, 3,500. You get 100% commission after your passive sale. All the hard work has been done for you. So I reasoned, well, let's see, I made X number of bucks my first month, broadcasting to 10,000. I guess I got the money now. I guess I want to broadcast to 20,000 a day. That's what I did. I stepped up my game, used the same system, just increased the volume. Now, next month, I'm going to step up my volume again, so I'm probably going to go to 30,000. Right? The system can do it. It can do it in the same period of time. It just throws more leads off, and we show you ways where you can leverage your calling. And there's even ways where you can do a no-calling approach and totally automate the whole process. And we can show team members how to do that too. So the process is simpler than most people would think, especially if you're coming from the world of online marketing, because online marketing is hard. It's difficult. There's so many. I talked to somebody today, and they said, online marketing really is hard. There are so many moving parts. It's true. That's why when you look at this business model, it is literally so simple, it's almost deceptive. And it's like, no, it can't be that simple. Matter of fact, I'll tell a quick story here. I was talking to my ex-wife, who lives in South Florida, and we're very good friends, and she is a top recruiter. She has her own executive search firm. So she spends her life on the phone. She's extremely good on the phone. And so I was describing what I was doing, and so I went through it, and she goes, so you're making some good money, so you must really, how much time do you spend answering questions? How much did you have to study your business model beforehand? What kind of ancillary materials do you send? I mean, the stuff that she does, because she recruits really high-level medical technologists. And I said, well, I don't do any of that. And I described my exact presentation, and she goes, you have to be shitting me. She goes, so you're just talking to people, being friendly. You're not telling them anything. You're sending them to a website. They see it or they don't, and they come back and send you checks for $3,500 or $12,000. I said, yeah. She goes, that's awesome. And I got off the phone and I said, God, this is really a simple business model. I can't believe it. So, yeah. So if you're looking at this, the curtain's been pulled back. The magic is in the system itself, right? So can you use this same magic to take some product you have and make a ton of money? I don't know. The question is, if you don't have a high converting website that does the heavy lifting for you, well, probably not. If you're going to go and try to convert people for a standard MLM where you make a $100 fast start bonus when you sponsor somebody, you don't have the third step, which is the profitability, to be able to spend the money on voice broadcasting to generate the lead to do the sale. You're going to be upside down every time you do it. So you need all those three elements. You need the website that's magical that already works. And in the world of online marketing or home-based business models, when you have a website that converts and converts customers at a high level, a high percentage of them, most of the magic's been done. So you really need that part of the equation. Voice broadcasting, yeah, you can do voice broadcasting for a lot of high-ticket products. But once again, the website, the voice broadcasting, and something that sells on an automated basis. So anybody looking at this, part of the magic really is the system itself. So I recommend that you take a strong look at this, plug into it. Now, guys, jump in. What are your thoughts? I mean, is it really as simple as I've described, or am I holding something back there?
I'm going to just, let me be first to interject just because what was interesting about a month and a half ago, not even, this was late July, I was on a Google Hangout like this as a prospect. So Mark was on here, Carol was not on this call, Brian was on the call, and those were the three panelists, and I was hearing Mark speak, and I was like, wow, this all sounds great, and I didn't even know that Mark lived in Miami, in my own home city. So I called them up on a Friday, which was the next day. We spoke I hammered him with a lot of questions, and we had actually, he was telling me everything that you're hearing right now, and we set up a luncheon at Panera Bread on that Monday, and we had lunch. He told me everything that you're hearing now, and I'll be honest with you, it was a little hard for me to believe, but you know what? I gathered all the facts. I took a look at it, from a serious business perspective. I took a leap of faith, and now, less than 45 days in, I'm heavily into profit. So I just want to say that, what Mark is telling you, and I'm just a product testament of it, that it absolutely does work. And, I signed up 2 doctors. And what's interesting about one's an MD and the other one's a dentist. And they were completely blown away when I told them that, and again, I wasn't trying to be bold or what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't trying to be cocky about it, but I said, well, I probably make more than what you make per hour, okay, based on the income that I make and the hours that I trade my time doing this business. And when I did the math, they were completely blown away, because these 2 gentlemen are in their late 50s. They have a full-time practice. They're looking to scale down their practices and maybe work 2 or 3 times a week. but they want to continue making the same level, executive level income. And this is a perfect vehicle, right? This is a perfect business that allows them to be able to put in 10, 15, 20 hours a week and make an extra 10,000 plus per month. And why not? And you don't have to be, you can be as successful as a doctor, or you can be anybody for that matter. We have people from all walks of life. So I like the fact that we attract, professionals, executive level professions into this business, because they look at it from a very lucrative business perspective. Because at the end of the day, we all have to trade our time for money, right? We have to do something while we play on this earth, right? While we're living. So, what I tell people is, if you're going to trade your time for money, you might as well make a lot of money. I mean, it's really that simple. And when you really consider and analyze all the components that we have here, it's really hard to screw this up. I mean, I never give, just like Brian and Mark said, we don't guarantee anybody anything, but if you plug in and you put if you follow the system and you put in the time, the success will happen. It's just a matter of how much success and what you lack in skill, you'll make up in numbers. Because you got to remember, the reason I'm saying 5,000 is because you're going to generate so many leads. You want to have enough time to call those people back. But the system is contacting a lot of people. So at the end of the week, like Mark said, if you dial 10,000 people a day, at the end of the week, you're going to generate. Mark, would you say conservatively, you're going to generate at least 100 leads by the end of the week, at least, right?
Yeah, 100 to 150.
100, 150. So if you get 100, 150 people that raise their hand and say, hey, Mark, hey, Orlando, hey, everyone on the panelists, can I see what you have to offer? Do you think one person out of 100 will see what you saw or what you're seeing and say yes? Okay, 1 out of 100. That's a 1% conversion. Okay, that these are people that listen to a 30-minute message, pressed 1, listened to another 2.5-minute message, left a voicemail. You call them back, spoke for 5 minutes, give them the website. They call you back. Some of them, listen, I had a lady about 3 weeks ago. I spoke to her for 5 minutes on a Thursday. She sent me a text message on a Saturday, another one on a Monday, and then Tuesday, she didn't call me. And I'm not going to say this happens all the time because I'd be lying to you, but this did happen. She signed up without me ever. Well, I spoke to her for 5 minutes. If you literally do the math on that, for the amount of work, and she came in at the gold level. So I spent probably a total time of maybe 15 minutes between text messaging and phone calls, and she came in at 3,500. It blows me away. It literally blows me away. I'm excited, man.
I can tell. All good. So, yeah, it really is a simple business model, and when you compare it to other types of business models that are out there, especially like MLM, where I spent many, many, many years, good business model, but the challenge with that is it doesn't monetize well, right? It takes you forever. Your average MLM is a 5% ball game, so you're getting a nickel per dollar for everybody that's in your team on auto ship, so it takes 2,000 people to even make you 5,000 a month. So that's the challenge with that business model, and too many people chase that business model looking at the leaders who have huge followings and think they can do the same thing, and they can't. And then they get frustrated and they get burned out and spend their time jumping MLM to MLM. But with this business model, which is called top tier direct sales, you're dealing with, first of all, not 5%. You're dealing with 100% commission. You're dealing with bigger dollars, so that if you spend the time to bring people into a business model using a system that's already been set up and configured for you, it generates huge profits for you. And so the thing that I see from the people I bring in that succeed, they're just blown away. Like when Brian started making sales and he goes, I can't believe how much money I'm making. This is crazy. And it is, but it's just the element of the business. It's a business model that works. It's a sales funnel that works. And you should really plug into it. So listen, once again, I got a special bonus I'm going to offer you, so hang with me here for about 2 minutes. But look at the buttons down below under this Hangout, and you're going to see the buttons. Whoever invited you here, that's their link, right? There's some additional info on the left button, and then on the right button you can click. You can go right directly into the sales funnel for whoever invited you, and it'll be their presentation overview website. Take a look at it. You're going to find their smiling face on the bottom of that page, right? And we do these Hangouts at least every other week for all the team members. We give them a special link, just like you will have, so that when you invite people to it, they get plugged in and they get signed up. They're your members. So we do it as a team resource for everybody to succeed. Now, special bonus. I love special bonuses. Let's see. Where's my special bonus? There we go. Let me do a screen share again, and then we're going to wrap this up. Can you see that okay, guys?
Not yet.
Can you see it okay?
No, not yet. Is it?
It should be sharing. Let's try again. Okay. Boom. Share. Okay, you see it? You guys see it?
No, not yet. I don't see it.
Seems like it's trying to load.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's give it one more shot here.
Hey, Mark, can I say something while you're getting that to pull up? I don't need to have me on the picture.
Yeah, go, Sotero.
You know, I just wanted to say something really serious. I've been full-time in this business since July 1st, 2008. It was actually a Tuesday. It was just after I was on disability for about a year, and I knew I didn't want to go back to, you know, to work. And luckily I found some people online that, you know, it wasn't all about the money. They wanted to teach you to market and to do the, you know, to so-and-so to get the job done. But, you know, in all my time of being online, I've never spoken to the amount of people. In just 2 days, I've made more relationships and I've spoken to people that are just ready to make things happen, that have already made things happen, that have, you know, not that have only done one business, but have had 5 businesses, real brick and mortar, you know, everything from online brick and mortar to mom and pop shops. And there's just a shift when that happens. You're not going around looking, you know, you're not running leads that are just looking for people that don't even have a job, you know, that want to make money online or stuff like that. A lot of our prospects who call us, actually not even prospects, a lot of the people that call us, it's like they're ready to go. They push the button, they're ready to go. And I want to just really kind of, you know, with what Orlando said, that's exactly, he hit it right on the head. In just 2 days, I've had more energy than I've had definitely in the last year and a half. There's been a lot of things shifting in the market, and it's kind of been hanging on there. So again, I want to thank you for sending out those emails, Mark, because Mark didn't even actually call me. I followed him because he's always been an inspiration to me, and here we are. So anyone on there that thinks that this might be for you, it's definitely, you know, it's definitely for you. You know, the fact that you're on this call means that you're ready to get started, and it's simple. The link is below. Put your name and your email in again if you have to. If not, come get back to the hotline number for anyone that's here that's invited you. It's very important to get back to the person that invited you. They might not be on this panel. We have a lot of team members coming in. Can't get to everybody right away, but believe me, you're all going to be on here. Just get through the system, get set up, stay in contact with the person that invited you, and it's a fool's paradise.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Tara. Okay, so let's talk about our special bonuses here. So, if you're looking at this and you're going to be making a decision, and you come in, contact your person who asked you to come to this event, and you say, "Hey, I want to get going," and you get started tonight or by tomorrow, right? It has to be tonight or by tomorrow at the latest. Here are the special bonuses we're going to offer you. And this is strictly a team bonus for our particular group, right? So bonus number 1. A lot of people go, well, gee, man, leads, you got to buy these leads, and they cost $500. Well, how about if you're a little tight on income, I offer you 6.1 million free leads. That's a lot of leads, actually. Actually, this is a lead pool I put together by doing some email marketing over the last year. I paid a lot of money, as you can see, for them. I paid almost $5,000 for that grouping of leads. And this gives you basically, this is available in our Team Getting Started website. As a resource, you can download and use 50,000 of those each and every week. So you just download the list. You can email to those leads if you want to, or voice broadcast to them, but 6.1 million free leads. Bonus number 2. Had a couple software products developed for me that I actually market online. I did this several months ago as part of my online marketing business. And so bonus number 2 is what I call the UOI Turbo List Puller. And what this actually does, and you get actually resale rates on this, so you can actually use this to go in and it launches right on your computer. And then you just put in a little keyword like make money online, or some MLM company's name, MLM XYZ or whatever. And this will allow you to actually pull an unlimited number of email addresses in for anybody that's associated with any of those MLM companies or make money online or anybody, whatever keyword you're going after. And I have a little training to show you how to do it. So you can generate free leads using this extraction software. Bonus number 3 is exactly the same type of tool, except rather than sending it out on the internet to find leads for you, and that's what these are, free lead generation tools, this one actually pulls it from social media. So you would do the same thing. You'd go, well, I think people in XYZ MLM would be really great prospects for this because none of them are making any money. So you would put in the keyword for that particular MLM company's name, and then you would just click the little down button and send it over to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, and it'll pull all of the email addresses, unlimited number, directly from those social media outlets. Bonus number 4 is called a Turbo ID List Puller, and this actually uses Skype. I don't know if you know much about Skype, but Skype is now owned by Microsoft. They paid, I don't know, a couple billion for it. But Skype has 299 million users. 40% of all global phone traffic goes through Skype. 40%. 2 billion minutes of phone use every day. With this, it plugs into Skype, and you can actually go out, use those same keywords, look up MLM companies or make money online or whatever, and it goes and searches for Skype usernames, puts them into a folder for you, or a text file, and then you can use that, push it back through your Skype, and you can actually send bulk messages out to people on Skype, and everybody reads their Skype text messages or their chats, as opposed to what you might get with email. Okay, so here basically is a listing of the bonuses. Bonus 1, 6.4 million free leads. That's about a $4,700 value. Turbo List Puller 1, 500. Turbo List Puller Social, 500. Turbo ID List Puller, 500. That's about $6,794 in leads. Plus, we're going to give you a bonus package that probably kicks the value of this another $10,000 higher, and that is that when you go out and start you jump into our team and you start doing your marketing with Secret Success, we are going to allow you to offer the same fast start bonus package to your prospects to come into the business without limitation. So not only is this a bonus for you, you have the ability to utilize this same bonus package for your prospects coming into the business. And this is a team resource for anybody on our team. So here are the guidelines. You got to contact your referring member, and it's actually not even a 48-hour fast action bonus. It's tonight or through tomorrow, right? You have to join somebody on the pro team, which means anybody on my team, anybody, right? You have to complete registration and purchase product. You have to at least, at a minimum, complete the registration by tomorrow. Then, of course, you can still qualify for the fast action bonus through Secret Success, which is 35 to 6,500, 65 to 12, 12 to 20. But you have to enroll at least at the gold level, which is 3,500, and you have to complete payment to your sponsor within 3 or 4 days, right? And then once you've completed all that, we give you access to our private team training website, and then you can collect your bonuses in there. And once again, this offer is not good forever. Once again, it's good for tonight and tomorrow. So that's our team bonuses. And then I stop the screen sharing here, load this back. Here we go. And hey, thanks, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Google Hangout. When we give it a wrap. Brian, I know, had to run out and pick up his kids, so he left a picture of himself on there and his kids. See you,
I'm
Brian.
actually I'm in the
You're
car. I'm in the
You're
car.
in the car.
Oh, he's moving. He's moving.
Okay.
See, it is.
Technology, I swear, it is amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Mark, can I just add one thing real quick, please?
sure.
I don't want to wrap up. I just want to say, see, some people are looking at this, maybe looking at this and thinking, okay, you know what, it sounds great, but I just don't have the time. Now, you've heard on how little time that you actually need to do this, and you know they talk about automation. Now, it doesn't take you out of the equation, but you can use it to your advantage. So, if somebody's right now has a job, okay, and is working, and they may say, well, you know, work all week. Guess what? You can actually use part of the automation that Mark talked about. We have a virtual assistant who you can utilize, and you can actually plug in with them. So maybe when you get back, or if you're riding home from work, you can just, you know, get your leads and then say call them, and then, you know, after they've been sent to the website. So it is possible. Jim Rohn puts it best. He says, you know, work, you know, full time at your job and part time on your fortune. I think it was the other way around. You know, part time at your job and full time on your fortune. So that is a possibility just for those people that think, hey, I don't have the time. You know, time is the one thing you don't have excess of. We're all living on borrowed time. So why not leverage something like this? Forget about 401k or whatever, but look at the money that people have actually been making here. If you can do that part time, then and surpass the income that you have at your job, then that is a viable option. I just wanted to add that, just a food for thought for people, Mark. If they are looking at this, they may say, "I'm working. Well, you know, I don't have time to do that." That's an option for you.
Sure,
Go ahead,
absolutely.
Mark.
Yeah. And, you know, you just make the time. I mean, I did what I did in my first 30 days, spending 2 hours a day. Anybody can carve out 2 hours a day. But once again, we can show you how to automate the whole process. So even if you're running your own business and don't have the time, you can literally make this a turnkey autopilot business model. We can show you exactly how to do that, right? It takes a little more legwork. It's going to take a little more expense on your part, but you can actually make it an autopilot business model. So thank you for that. And Orlando, thanks. Congratulations on your $1,500,000 week last week. Brian, congratulations on your awesome income. Sotero, you're on the way, dude. Thanks for joining us on the webinar here. Sotero's in San Diego. Orlando's in Miami. Yeah, Miami. And Chico, where are you?
I'm in Oakland, California.
Oakland. Okay,
Yeah.
super. And Brian's up in you're in Fort Collins, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
If the diversity of this panel doesn't say it all, I mean, come on.
Yeah, there we go. Worldwide. And you can do this any place in the world. I have one team member that's over in Romania. I have another one that's in Singapore. So, hey, it's a worldwide business model. Plug in, dive in, click on the link down below, get yourself plugged in, get those bonuses, right? I'm trying to give away 6 million leads, and it's so hard to do. So get with it and do it by tomorrow. Hey, thanks. We're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody. And we're going to call this webinar this Hangout a wrap.